Okie doke, so welcome to Blues' blog. I've got Jessie Belle here, and she's going to help us out doing some supports for Joe Lewis Walker when he's in town. And she's going to do the support at Lizotte's on the 23rd of October, and also that's at Newcastle. And then she's going to do Lizotte's at Kincumber, and it's kind of like a blues barbecue afternoon kind of thing at Lizotte's on the 26th of October. So welcome, Jessie. How you going?
Very good. Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me on board. I'm so looking forward to these gigs.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I've been wanting to work something out for a while, and it's opportunities happen. And I've been a fan of yours for a while. I really like your singing. You're kind of like,
thank you.
An angel, I suppose, is the easiest way to put it.
Then you don't know me very well.
Yeah.
No. Thank you very much.
So. Well, like you're a bit more of a country guy. I mean, this is going to be a blues guy, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's really just about having a good musical experience. That's what I want to put on, And so, but like, what got you into music? Like, how did you start?
Well, I mean, I suppose the country thing definitely came from my parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up listening to Johnny Cash and all the older sort of style, like George Jones, and Mum was a big fan of George Jones, and like a lot of other great country artists. And then as the years sort of went on, and the country scene kind of started to change. Mum and Dad sort of changed with it. But Mum used to play in a country band with her brothers.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, there was Uncle Doug and Uncle Revel, and they played in a band, and Mum would go along every now and then, and I'd get to go to some of the gigs, but I'd be asleep under the table half the night. So I can remember Mum sort of taking off and playing with her brothers, and, so there was always barbecues, there was always a guitar around. Someone was always singing in the household, and I guess that I suppose it was a bit inevitable that I'd sort of go down that path. Or however, like, especially in my teen years, I got into a lot of other different music, but definitely country. Like, I think I always go back to that, and it's not so much that old sort of stuff that I'm into now, although I really respect that old sort of style of country. I mean, I don't like a lot of what's happening today, I must say. What some people class as country, I don't necessarily.
Oh, yeah.
But I think my tastes have sort of changed. I mean, I love the alternative country and more of the Americana sort of style and roots, and I do like a bit of blues. I really do love everything, and that's why I'm so keen for these gigs, because it'll be something different for me, and I really can't wait to see how I'm received by audiences, and I mean, I'm very much a storyteller in my own little cryptic kind of way, but I'm really looking forward to playing to such a different audience and seeing how it all goes.
Well, the audience will be kind of different, I could imagine. But also, blues lovers, me being a blues lover, I love country too, so it's all
there is that common thread I've found. To me, people sort of say country and western, and it really, really kind of annoys me. But I mean, for me, I just see country music as a tree, right? And the tree trunk is predominantly country, but then you've got all these different branches. Then you've got branches off those branches, and you've got like that blues branch, and then you've got all these roots and all these other elements to that blues country branch, and then you've got the pop rock. Country just takes on so many different forms, I find. And there is that common thread between a lot of it. I mean, you listen to some of the top 40 stuff, and you can hear a banjo or a mandolin, and people are loving it. But then as soon as you mention the word country or something like that, it's like, But it is actually quite cool. I mean, not all of it.
Well, it's funny. I mean, like Ray Charles, has an album that's called Country and Western, and I mean, wow, what an album! That's just an amazing album, and it's not really country and western. I mean, it's
not at all.
It's just
it's at the end of the day, good music is good music. I think
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
And it doesn't need a label.
Nah. So, what you know, like, I mean, I've asked a few of the, other supports, what does blues music mean to them? Like if some people go, it's a good man feeling bad. What do you think country? How does that, like country? What does that kind of?
Well, I mean, I suppose for me, some of my biggest influences are the Chambers family. Bill Chambers and Casey Chambers. I love their style of writing. And then there's Lucinda Williams, who's Americana. She's
great.
Kind of her own. I don't know, and she's still very country in a lot of ways, and and she's really cool, and and I think that I write a lot of broken-hearted love songs.
Yeah.
Even before I had a broken heart. So I guess, I mean, I can get quite depressing. So I guess I've taken that from country music, that whole broken-hearted love song sort of scene.
Yeah.
I'm yet to write. I have a couple of happy songs. No, maybe just one. So, I mean, what was the question?
Blues, like people say blues is like a good man feeling bad, So country must be kind of similar
I suppose for me, I mean, it's more about that kind of, I love the way that, I mean, the country music that I listen to really does sort of paint a picture and tell a story, and a good story. Yeah. So I guess that when that inspires me to, try and kind of, when I hear a song, I think, shit, I wish I'd written that song.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I heard that song, and it kind of pushes me and challenges me to make my own song.
Yeah.
That I can, not that it bears no similarity, but it's just a song that I'm just as happy with as I'm happy with somebody else's song.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that definitely I love a good broken-hearted song.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of my forte.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, I guess all elements. It's the instruments. It's it's the sad songs, it's the happy songs, it's all of that. I love it all, and I guess it's all inspiring, and except I just need to take a bit more on board about the happy stuff.
The happy stuff.
Maybe I'll get there one day.
You get there. It's all good, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like you just gotta, I suppose, just play from your heart. Do what you want to do. Like come from that place, and the rest kind of follows it all. Because you've got to be happy in yourself, don't you? I think it's excellent. I mean, you've written some great songs. I got your first album and that,
Yes.
It's a great album. But so, with Bill Chambers and Casey and all that. I mean, I suppose there must be a memorable moment you've had with playing with those guys or something like that. Or
do you know what? I've got so many, and I'm lucky enough, to be back on the coast now, which is great. I spent a few years in Newcastle, and I'm back home now, and it's amazing because I mean, Bill Chambers has a fortnightly songwriters jam, and and it's a free gig. It's at Erina, and it's great fun, and I'm lucky enough that nearly each and every fortnight I'm asked to get up and play, and sometimes I'm going, I've been playing this song for a bit, and I've got to come up with some new stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really good fun. Like, I mean, you get to sort of play whatever you want. So I mean, it could be one of your songs, it could be a cover that you really love, or something like that. And it's kind of everyone kind of all sits in with one another, and it's amazing. And I got up the other night, last Thursday night actually, and I got up on stage, and Bill introduced me to the audience. And he said to the audience that I'm one of his favourite singer-songwriters in the world.
Wow.
I know, and that's coming from my favourite singer-songwriter. Yeah. Like, I mean...
Oh, that's just giving me a shiver up the spine. That's
I know, and it's, it's really lovely to sort of hear that. And, Bill and I do go a fair way back.
Yeah.
But he's been so instrumental. He's been in my corner the whole time. We've worked together. You know, I think that we've got this love for what each other do, and to hear that from him is just pretty bloody special. I think.
Yeah. Is there any like funny ones? You know, something that's kind of like, you know, because like Mal said a classic one to us the other day where he, you know, he was supporting a big blues act like this guy called Lonnie Mack, you know, and he called him on stage and he was like, sort of, whoa, boy, what am I going to do? And so the Lonnie Mack said, well, you pick the song, and he was even throwing even harder, you know, because he was used to just like the song, and that's Let's Play That.
Yeah.
So he picked the song and proceeded to count it in way too fast. Probably no one really realised it except for him, you know, mate.
Yeah.
But you know, he was, hearing that from Mal, went, wow, that would have been a bit of a moment for him.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, like, is there anything kind of like that, you know, that?
Do you know what? I mean, I can't think of anything recently. However, I think when I was first starting out, I was 19, and Hip Sister.
Oh yeah.
They had gigs lined up with Bill Chambers, and they asked me, like, I was just starting out, so fresh. I'd only written a couple of songs, and they asked me to do some support on like a small run that they had. And I thought, wow, yeah, okay, that's really cool. And I already knew Bill, and I knew all the girls from Hip Sister, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be great fun. Well, we did a few gigs. I know that we went to Colburn in the Hunter Valley, and then we also did one at the Evoca Theatre. And I remember my parents were in the audience for that one, and I get up on stage. I was a bit nervous. You know, I'm sort of, you know, pretty new at this at 19, and I get up on stage and I forgot my pick.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of going, okay, right, what am I going to do? I'd have to walk all the way off stage, go back around backstage to my bag where my pick was, and then come back. Anyway, there was a man in the front row who I know now, John Sholton. He's another singer-songwriter, and he's living in Texas, in Austin at the moment. And he was in the front row and had a pick in his wallet. And he gave it to me. And, oh, my God, the sigh of relief that I had, because I was just kind of going, right, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And here's his pick. And then the next moment, I forgot to put my phone on silent, and I had one of those little phones that when a message would go off, it'd go, whoop, woo, woo. I can't whistle, so it would go, whoop, woo. And then that starts to go off.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I could hear it. Mum and Dad were in the audience. They could hear it. And I just thought, oh, God, like, forgotten my pick, forgot to turn my phone off. And, this is great. But the gig was really, really cool. But Mum and Dad had a bit of a laugh about that.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's, I must say, I'm really looking forward to everything, JC. It's, this is only the start too, you know. There's going to be all sorts of things down the track that I'm bringing out.
Yeah, cool.
But wow, phone Skype. This is the first one for me to.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I had Skype, and I've never really used it before.
Yeah.
So this is like I'm a bit of a dinosaur. You know, I don't really do technology. I don't even have a computer.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at getting one, and I'm pretty sure I want an Apple.
Yeah,
but,
go Apple.
You know, I have no idea. So I figure, you know, like, I don't know, I'll have to ask somebody. I'm sure you might be able to help me.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, Alyssa could.
Yeah, okay.
I might look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. I might look like I know what I'm doing too. And I
no, you do. You do. I know you do. But, no, thanks heaps, Jess. So, guys, you can catch Jess at Lizotte's at Newcastle on the 23rd of October, and at Lizotte's in Kincumber on the 26th Sunday, and that's a lunchtime gig. So, looking forward to it, Jess. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
No problems. Bye. I'm doing these blogs because I love blues music, and I know you guys do too. So let's share it. Share it to all your friends and show them the power of blues music.